And welcome back to the new OGs, everybody. I'm your host, Chris Allen, here with my co-host.
Dowell, what's good, cuz? We back.
We are back. Yo, this episode is going to be weird.
Double Decker
app. This is the rabbit hole app. This is about to be conspiracy theories and wild, weird shit. So, what were you about to tell me before?
So, earlier I was saying,
boy.
I was saying that there's a man, okay, that actually, I'm going to tell you who the man is.
Uh-oh.
I want to get this out. and I kind of believe on some of the stuff he was saying. Now, where did I get it and who did I send it to? Now hold on, I know I sent it to somebody.
So what vein is this going down? Are we talking aliens? We talking Illuminati?
This is going down Illuminati. Okay. This is going down Illuminati.
So what's the theory?
And
the hip hop shit.
This is the hip hop. All right.
Y'all can't read these words, but I'm gonna read them to you. He put out right before he died. He said, "I'm ready to die, and nobody can save me." Biting the bats' heads off, drinking blood, urine, all that stuff in the concerts. Basically, just devil worshiping. He said, but it's coming for the African American kids. Busy Bone came out talking about the Mr. Ouija. It was written backwards, and you hold it up to the mirror, and there was a confession that you speak. They opened up our community to that spirit. Wow. Now when you see young black men, they look totally different now. But God showed me that in the 80s. People thought I was crazy.
I don't believe any of this stuff.
Worship the devil.
Yeah. I don't believe any of that shit.
None of it?
No.
Why is that?
I'm not a spiritual person. I don't believe in demonic forces and stuff like that. I don't. I think it's all fake.
So, I guess that makes sense of why you don't believe that, because I think if you are a spiritual person, you believe in all of that stuff. And I don't particularly. I'm not gonna say I believe straight up the Illuminati this or the Illuminati that, but it's all right. Let's say this. Let's put it this way. If I worship this damn blanket long enough, okay, like this is my pray blanket. This is my worship blanket. This is all of my blankets.
Right.
If I worship and believe something long enough, it's going to be stuff that you're going to put out there, energy that you're going to put out there, that you are going to receive.
I believe in that.
In whichever way you put it out there.
Yes.
Whether it's evil, whether it's good energy, positive energy, whatever it is, I'll be able to feel your energy.
Right. Okay.
All right. So I think if you put enough energy and shit into whatever it is, whether it is Illuminati, whether it is Christian-based church, whether it's Buddhism, which Buddhism is actually the longest practiced religion for anybody that don't know that. Not Christianity. I hope people didn't think that, but it's Buddhism. That's the longest. But anyways, I believe, you'll get that out of it. So
I believe in that.
So that's why I say that,
Yeah, I would say explaining it that way, I agree. I do believe in you get back what you put out there. So, like, man, I don't even want to say this, but I will. Fuck it. This is why I want to do podcasts. I love Young Dolph.
Okay.
But when I heard 100 shots, I was like, this man got about 5 or 6 years left.
Then you knew he was going to be out of there.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
He got off with that. If he probably would have left it off of that, well, I ain't even gonna say just because of that, because it was deeper than that.
Yeah.
But he made a track right after he got shot up. Well, his bus got shot up 100 times, and they didn't hit nobody. I don't believe they wanted to hit anybody. I believe they just wanted to show you that you can be touched, and obviously he did.
Yeah. That's the thing about the street, but anybody can get got at any time.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter
Street action?
How tough you are.
No, it doesn't matter. Bullets don't give
Yeah.
a fuck how big and how good you can fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
As when we was kids, it's like, yeah, this nigga can fight.
Yeah.
Before we was thinking about guns, but now
Yeah.
even the kids got the guns.
Yeah. And everybody is gettable.
Yeah.
Remember that Navy SEAL Chris Kyle? You ever heard of him? Chris Kyle?
I don't think so.
They made American Sniper, the movie. That
Oh,
movie,
yeah.
That was about him.
Yes.
He got
Yes.
by a veteran that he
veteran.
was
Yep.
trying to help.
Yep.
Motherfucker was bipolar.
Yep.
Shot his ass up. And he one of the baddest motherfuckers on the planet.
Mhm.
He got it. Anybody can get it. So, from a standpoint of where you're living in the world and you're constantly surrounded by death, guns, violence, just negativity, absolutely. At some point in time, that shit is going to come and get you. You know, I feel like your timeline to zero is a lot shorter. When you're running the streets, you ain't here talking shit. You pulling guns on other people. You robbing people. I feel like you set yourself up for a shorter life when you do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I also believe like even if you do turn your life around, sometimes we have done things that are so egregious that you're still going to have to pay.
Yeah.
You know, because I know there have. I don't want to say names because people get really upset. I know there are guys, rappers who have done. They lived the street life. They've been in jail. They shot people. They did what they had to do. Then they made it. Then they changed their lives. They helped the community. They're doing, burger burns and barbecues and opening this and doing that. But guess what? It's just like you still took 3 people's sons away from here,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody got to pay that bill.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it comes in the form of you losing your own child, losing somebody close to you, or it's gonna be you.
Yeah.
That's how I look at shit.
Yeah.
That's how I look at
it. I do
it.
too.
It's just like somebody's gonna pay, and I really feel like, and I say I'm not a religious or a spiritual person, but if you do believe in God, and they say God doesn't punish, but I find that hard to believe. And I feel like the most egregious people who really fuck up, they lose. Unfortunately, I feel like they lose their kids. And I don't know how fair that is to say. It's not all the time, but I feel like people who have lived a certain lifestyle, they'll lose a kid.
So what about the ones that didn't live that lifestyle and just lost their kid?
I think those lessons are for other people.
Like somebody that was like maybe a grandfather or maybe a...
Well, I think they also say God doesn't give you anything you can't handle. I say you did live your life correctly and your child passed away. I think that experience is for you to help somebody else cope with that.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. 'Cause I know some really, as far as I know, good people and some people that's very close to me that have lost a child. I mean, I lost a brother. So, like, I know, like, I know my dad. I know his dad. I know his mom. Like, I know that none of them did, like, no egregious shit.
Yeah. That's why I said some, and I was like, I would have to be careful. But that's just how I feel.
Yeah.
There are some certain people, and that's why, that's why I guess that's why they say God doesn't punish, because what kind of God would do that? But I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I just feel like there are certain people who have fucked up so bad. God or whoever it will be will take something from you to go, see, this is how you made this person feel when you shot and killed their son, or when you did this. Could be wrong, but that's just how I feel about shit. Yeah. So I just feel like I do feel like that type of music does attract certain type of, it can attract a certain type of energy or spirit, if you will.
I mean, if you practicing, I think enough demonic shit, like that's what you're practicing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're gonna have some demonic shit go on at some point in time, whether or not it's really going on. If it's in your head or not, you got some shit that's gonna jump off.
I will agree with that. Like if you looking for smoke, you're gonna find it. You're gonna find that shit
for sure.
So
if whoever, do you know the dude that started the Illuminati, or like the big dude that is, who started the Illuminati?
So I've heard this for decades. So it's basically just
according to BBC, it was on the 1st of May 1776 that Adam Weishaupt, a professor of law at the University of Ingolstadt, founded the Order of the Illuminati, a secret organization formed to oppose religious influence on society and the abuse of power by the state by fostering a safe space for critique, debate, and free speech.
Yeah, I was gonna say this has took a crazy turn because it seems like the Illuminati is all about all the shit that it was against.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's also crazy too. How like, so the Illuminati was actually a real thing.
Yeah. 100%.
So it was a real. But see how what it's become.
Yeah.
Because to be fair, now here's the thing too about the Illuminati. You have a white Illuminati, which is that, and then you have a black one, which is about rappers and gay shit.
Well, I think it's about everything. I think they just are.
I know
now, you know, the high on the Illuminati.
Yeah, but I know it's one organization, but I feel like it kind of has like Twitter and Black Twitter. I think there's an Illuminati, 17, blah 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 blah, and then there's the one that black people are like, yo, he in the Illuminati.
Yeah,
because I just don't
I agree.
think. Yeah,
I mean, that was two different things.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, like that one. That's what like Biden and them fuck with. Like, I don't think Bow Wow and Tory Busy Bone and them. They're not in the same. That's not the same Illuminati.
Nah, it's two different.
It's just different chapters.
Yeah. I mean, but you got the Old Testament, you got the New Testament.
It's all the same company. Yeah, just a different. It's just the black chapter. So you know what? So to put out an olive branch, while we might not believe it in the same way, but I do believe you do get that type of energy because let's be real. Country singers ain't out getting shot every 3 days, every 4 days. You know what I mean? We're not losing country stars. And not to say that they don't die. You know? Not to say that they don't.
Keep going.
Not to say that
and
they
I'm going
don't.
to add in on this.
Go ahead.
Agreed. And I never thought about that. But see, what this dude was saying was, which this dude is somebody. I just should have read you his name who said it, but he's actually somebody.
Like Irv Gotti. He died,
I know
right?
he did. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Over and over in rap, and that's what he was specifically saying was like rap. You are telling people to go do this, go shoot this, go that this a third, get shot, da. You're doing everything that now I feel like an old head. I feel like an OG saying this shit.
So we're the new OGs.
But everything that they are saying and putting out is exactly what we was talking about. That is exactly like hey, I'm putting this out. And that's what happens. That's why you see the rappers getting shot. You see the rappers because that's the only thing that they're putting out and talking about for the majority of the part.
Yeah.
The country singers,
Shit.
Go
ahead.
I was about to say I don't really listen to a whole lot of country, but even like the gangster country I listen to, it ain't go to your mama house, I'm gonna kill you, shoot you in front of your house, smoking yaps. It ain't none of that. It's like he was fucking my wife, and I came in and beat the shit out of him. Like that's the only country shit I've heard.
And they'll probably go out country style where he got a DUI and drove his truck off a fucking side of a mountain or something like that. But
country style.
Yeah. just based on what they talk about, that's likely. Like look at rock stars back in the day. What was their stereotype? They all on cocaine. They do a bunch of drugs, and what happened in the 70s? A bunch of them motherfuckers OD'd on cocaine and heroin, and it's just the type of like what I feel like whatever you're talking about, whatever you're around.
So, back to the beginning. If I'm around some people, because there's some people that really does that shit, like that Illuminati, not 1796 Illuminati. 2025 Illuminati, where the one that we believe in, like there's some people that really believe in that shit and really does that. Because I know people that don't have no parts of this shit that believe in that shit. So I know it's people that got money that believes in that shit. You know, I know broke motherfuckers that don't have no money but like they like I'm part of this shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yo, speaking of that, it's kind of in the same vein, but not really. I just saw a stat where they were saying 75% of the Louis Vuitton that was bought like last year, was bought by either middle or lower class people. Not
Yeah,
even,
I heard that
ain't
too.
that crazy?
Yeah. Me.
Yeah. Middle to poor people bought
I
that
was
shit.
one of the people that bought it to poor people.
But I think poor people we're more susceptible to conspiracy theories, man.
Yeah.
And I think it makes people feel smart, and I think that's what's so dangerous about now. Is like now you see a lot of right wing conspiracy theorists. What was that shit called? QAnon and all this type of shit. It's just like this entire group of people who weren't on the internet prior to Trump got on the internet, and people realize, oh my God, these people are dumb. We can make so much money off of them, and that's why there's so much misinformation, disinformation out there. You don't know what to believe, man. But like, people are so good now. You can watch a TikTok video and stuff will blow your mind. I'm like, yo, maybe that shit's true.
Yeah.
I saw a weird one today. In an innocent way. Have you seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off before? Have you heard this fan theory of Ferris Bueller is stuck in an endless time loop?
Mm-hmm.
And
but I don't know if I heard it from you.
And that's how he's able to do all the things that he does, like tricking his parents and being ahead of the principal, hacking the computer, catching the foul ball. At one point where he stops and looks at the camera and goes, "This is when Cameron gets mad." It's like, well, how would you know he gets mad if this is happening right now? Like little shit like that. And it's just like, man, if you are open-minded enough, you might go, yo, I think that's true. And that's just a very small example.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like you got people who are flat earthers in 2025.
Yeah.
That is insane to me.
Most of the people that's in the Illuminati.
See, what's the? Do you have anything like that you fully believe, but you were like, man, I can't admit that I actually believe this shit. Like I'm talking about like some flat Earth or.
Nah, nothing like that.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I believe in aliens.
I 1,000% believe in aliens.
Yeah.
1,000.
I don't even think it's something we have to believe in. I think it's here. They just haven't.
I think
gave
they're
it to
here
us
too.
all.
I think they're here.
Yeah.
I think they're here just underwater somewhere.
I had a man be like, "Man, you believe in dinosaurs?"
There's people that don't.
Yeah, well, he was like, "I don't know about that."
Was he a really Christian person?
Fuck no, man. Hell no. He was a no.
Because there are some like really Christian people who they're creationists, where they don't believe in evolution at all. I want to say in Cincinnati there's a creationist museum, and they have displays of dinosaurs and people on the earth at the same time.
Now I'm sure a scientist could explain this to me, but how does something as many prehistoric animals and people that was here just go extinct?
Well, there was a meteor that hit the earth.
Yeah. And how did we get more new people?
How did we get normal? Because we could adapt, and the dinosaurs could not. Apparently.
Okay.
Like,
I don't know.
Yeah,
really
that's what they say happened. Like a comet hit, and it was basically like the equivalent of an atomic bomb hit, and then the sky got covered up, and then because during the Jurassic period, the world was like you seen Jurassic Park. It's super hot, muggy, a jungle, and then it gets cold. The giant lizards, they can't live in that shit, and they all die. And the things that can evolve and get through that did, like alligators and shit like that, human beings and other animals, primates or whatever. Actually, some shit wasn't even around at that point either, too. Some things didn't even exist yet. So I know alligators were around, like roaches and shit like that.
Yeah.
And over time, like this thing started to evolve again. But I grew up in church, right? And even as a kid, man, like I that shit never made sense to me.
Yeah.
Like creation, I'm like, to me, I never took it literally. Like we came from the dirt and the rib, and
I didn't either.
I never believed that.
Yeah, so it's a lot of stuff that's hard for me to believe, and it's because it's like scientifically, it can't really happen.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like it can't. Like right now, today, in the world that I know, and we are more advanced than we were back then. It's shit like that. It can't happen.
Yeah.
I believe some of those things in there were old tales.
Mm-hmm.
You know, old tales. Somebody said this, and they ran with it.
They ran with it.
They ran with it.
And there's a lot of great stories in the Bible. My mom and I, we talk about them a lot. There's a lot of great lessons to be learned in the Bible.
A whole bunch of that. Can't take none of that stuff away.
A lot of those lessons are timeless.
Yeah.
I understand that, but like a lot of the history and some of the stories, like Jonah getting swallowed by a whale and it's inside of a whale. But I also understand too, like a lot of that shit is metaphors and all that kind of stuff. But you need someone who really knows the Bible to interpret that shit, to like, hey, this is what the whale is really representing, and this is what this is. Because yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Didn't somebody get pregnant without having sex?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that's how Jesus was conceived, immaculate conception.
Yeah.
Like I don't believe in that shit.
Yeah.
Even though Jesus was an historical person, he actually existed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you watch the Book of Clarence? I can't think of his name, but what is his name? But it's pretty good. It's a black satirical movie. It basically takes place in Bible times. God damn, what is that actor's name? Black dude, skinny. He's got dreads. He's in a lot of shit. He played Donald Glover's right hand man and Lakeith Stanfield.
Okay. No.
If he was in no, he was not in Get Out.
Lakeith Stanfield.
Lakeith Stanfield. You'll recognize him once you see him.
Not Lucky Stanfield. Oh, Lakeith. Oh yeah.
Yeah, Lakeith.
Yeah. Yeah, he was in ATL in Atlanta.
Yeah, in Atlanta. Yes.
Not ATL, Atlanta.
Yeah. He
I like him. He's funny. He got like that dark like humor.
He reminded me of my boy Jamar. I don't know if you met Jamar. That's here.
Yeah.
He reminded me of Jamar a lot.
Jamar, yep, I agree.
So he basically is playing like this kind of like Jesus type character where he's kind of like he's starting his own religion to make money.
Okay.
He's like a grifter, but it's pretty interesting because it's like, if you think about it, it's just like, it's called Book of Clarence. It's like, what if people looked at Jesus this way? Like what if Jesus was seen as this some grifter trying to prove that he can create these miracles and
Have you seen the show Jesus?
The documentary?
No. This is like a funny type show.
Oh, like Black Jesus?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
some of it. Yeah, I've seen some of it.
Okay. That shit is like he walk around smoking weed. You know, like man, what the fuck wrong with y'all? Like,
it's funny. I grew up in the church, even though it never really took. I still struggle with those type of images
of Jesus.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I'm like,
no, you don't. I don't think you know. You're more religious minded than you think you are.
Not so much anymore, but that I used to really when it first came out, I was like, "Yo, this is blasphemous."
Yeah,
like I just didn't get it.
Would you watch it now?
Oh, absolutely, I would watch it. I've actually watched a few episodes.
Okay.
It's like, okay, I get it. But when it first came out, I was like, you know what it was? That shit was so baked into me. I realized I was just afraid to not believe.
Okay,
that's what it was. I was just afraid to not.
That's a lot. That's mainly.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's what everybody get. I think some people that ended up, not going as deep as they were with it. I think that's usually the thing. It's like, I'm afraid not to believe.
I was afraid to not believe.
Yeah.
And then one day I was just like, I don't believe any of this.
Yeah. I mean, it's all faith. It's what you got faith in.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. It's literally, it's nothing else. It's only based on faith.
That's it.
And that's what fucks me up. Cause it's like, okay, all right, I understand. Man.
But see, okay, now this goes back to what we were saying from the get-go. If you're in these spaces, physically and mentally, it's all negativity, death, guns, pow, shoot 'em up, gang, drugs, pills, sex, bitches, prisons, all that shit.
Some of the best things in the world.
Yeah, right. Just all that shit. I think eventually like you're gonna put yourself in one of those situations because that's what you're around. But I feel like human beings, we need somewhere to put all of our angst, all of our fears, all of our desires. You know, if we want, you could put it into that chair. But I feel like we design religion because we need something to believe. I feel like we don't believe in ourselves, so we need to create something better than us. And I think that's what religion provides for people. And I think it's a positive place to put any of your fears, your wants, your desires, to say, hey, there's this deity out there that cares about you, that loves you, that knows everything, that knows you, that knows your heart. If anything, there's nobody that knows that shit but you.
Yeah.
And I think like once you start to believe in yourself, that's when things start to happen for you. You know what I mean? So I think that's why people's lives get better in church. Is because you're around people who are positive. They want you to do well. You know, it's all positive.
Yeah.
So, somebody got my back, even though ain't nobody fucking back there.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody, at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna fucking save you.
Yeah.
Nobody. Like, this is, you know what, you're right. When it comes to me and religion, it's very confusing for me. Very. Like, I asked my parents to pray for me. I know that's how they can help me. It makes me feel better because I know that makes them feel good. So if it feels good for them to help me, then it's going to in turn help me, even though I'm not going to get down on my knees and pray.
Yeah.
You know, and that might sound weird, but for me, like, because I asked my wife, like, yo, do people pray? Like, say you got to go in because you had to have a cancer screening, and it doesn't look good.
Yeah.
The thing is, the results are what they are.
Mm-hmm.
They are what they are. Whether you pray or not, it's not going to change that thing from being non-cancerous to cancer. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So to me, like, praying doesn't change shit.
Yeah.
It might change your mind, but it is what it is. So if you pray, God got me, I'm good, and you go in like, hey, even if I do have it, I know the Lord going to take care of me. God is, and the doctor's like, hey, it's cancerous. I'm good. I'm already mentally prepared for that. I think that's what a lot of religion is. It's mentally preparing people for stuff. It's a positive place to put all your fears, everything, because we don't have any belief in ourselves. Because don't nobody fucking know anything about you but you.
What do you think happens when you die?
Nothing. It just goes black. What was it like before you were here?
So I don't think. Huh?
Is that your?
Oh no, yeah, no. Anyway, so I think that, but I also think all this energy, all of this something that's keeping me alive right now, has to go somewhere.
Yeah, and that's a science to me too.
I don't know where. It could just be bouncing around. I've heard so many different things other than like heaven or hell. I done heard like your spirit will, let's just say we've heard you might go into a bird, or you might hear reincarnation, and then I've heard like your spirit goes into like the world and you walk around still in the world. But I don't heard everything that anybody done heard or can imagine, of course, but I always do wonder when you pass away, that energy and everything you had, where does that go? Because something's keeping me alive other than just like my heart pumping. Like it's like something else is here, and it's stuff you can feel from me without touching me. Stuff you can feel from me without seeing me. Like it's just something that you can feel, and I don't really know no deeper than what I know. Than that is, but I always wonder about that.
That's what's fascinating about being alive and being a human being is like we can get on the phone and know any and everything we want to know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I have friends that have died, and came back.
They always, everyone says there's something else.
Yeah. I mean, my homeboy, John, he is not real religious at all.
John?
No. John, Foot Locker John. You've probably met John before. Yeah.
With the thing.
Yeah. John actually died. Right before COVID. during COVID. One of the he actually died, and they revived him. And that nigga, I mean, he jokes about it. I never asked him though. And matter of fact, I might ask him tomorrow. But he
Let's
jokes
have
about
him
like,
on.
man, I seen Biggie, nigga. Like he be joking like that, but he was like, nigga, I seen Biggie, nigga. I was done. He had his whole John had a whole heart transplant. He got a new heart. That nigga was comatose. He was in a coma for a while. I joke when I say comatose, but I mean he was legit
out of
in a
there.
coma. Yeah, yeah.
You're
That
right.
nigga heart actually stopped beating.
Damn, he was out there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, my everybody that I've known to have some type of experience, they always say there's something, like they say this is nothing, like and I believe my mom. My mom told me after my uncle Dave died, that one night he came to her and they had a conversation, and he told her like that we got it all wrong, and like it's not like the afterlife. He's like, it's not what you think it is.
Yeah.
He's like, it's not. He's like, it's crazy dope, but it's not what people think it is.
Yeah.
It's not.
And he meant by like no heaven or hell.
She didn't say, but it wasn't bad. But he was just like, yo, y'all think it's this? The heaven. It's just like, he was like, it's so much more than that.
So do you remember a train? And it's only because of, I think they only worded it like that because that's really what it was. But it was a train of Republicans that hit two dudes on a train track here in Charlottesville, right by.
Oh yeah, that was
Amtrak.
when was that? Not too long ago. A couple
I
years
mean,
ago.
it was a little while ago now, but
Few
yeah,
years
it wasn't
ago?
that long ago. Yeah,
Like
less
Crozet
than
or
10
some
years
shit?
ago. It was I think it was at the Amtrak. It was well, maybe it was at Crozet. It was they hit two young dudes. One of them died, I think, and then the other one is was still alive.
Mhm.
But the other one he hit, that's a homeboy of mine.
Oh, okay, this is something totally different. Okay.
Oh yeah. I guess it was a train full of Republicans that hit two dudes here in Charlottesville.
Mm.
One of them died, and the other one damn near, I think he did die. Like, but they revived him, and he had every fucking broken bone that you can come up with.
Mm.
But he's a homie of mine.
Right.
He's a different dude. When that shit took him out, like he was like, now he looks at life completely different. That was life changing for him.
Mm.
And he's seen some shit that I don't know. Like I never asked any of these people like what you see.
I don't
but
want to see
I'm
some
gonna
shit.
ask John tomorrow. Like, bro, when you was on that table, what do you remember? Do you remember anything? Because also another thing could be is they remember a certain amount of stuff. You know, and then maybe when they heart stop beating, they don't remember none of that, but they do remember. You know, he was in a coma for a long time. So
yeah, that phenomena is fascinating too, because there's so many stories of people who have been in comas who've had these like these long periods of time where they have like these out of body experiences, and they can see themselves laying there and shit like that, and like that stuff is fascinating to me. People who have the near death experiences, or they feel like they've connected with like a spiritual realm or world or something like that. Even though I'm very skeptical, but I'm always fascinated to hear what people say, because I mean I would say 99% of the near-death experiences that I've heard about have always been good.
Mm-hmm.
People always say like it's peaceful, like and you know, most of them were like, yeah, fuck it, I'll go.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah.
But then you listen to like doctors and physicians or just medical professionals, and they'll talk about how like as you're dying, your body is like preparing you, and it's like dumping all these different chemicals and just hormones into your body, so you kind of slip away.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's kind of like in between sleep and being awake.
You ever dealt with, like, have you ever been around somebody that was dying? Like,
No.
watching them, like, talking to them? Not like, hey, I went and met them right before they was passing. I'm talking about, like, been with somebody all the way through.
No.
All right.
But I always heard it's an experience.
So I have. I did it with my grandmother, and I did it with Marissa. Marissa was a little different because when I left, she passed away. My grandma, she did too. But I was with my grandmother through her going through everything you're talking about, like in and out. Like one minute she's a kid, next minute she's talking about her mama, next minute she back. She like yada da da, and that was just her transitioning. Like everything was just going all through her mind. She like wake up and she call for her mama. Like your mama been dead. Like talking to me. Yeah, you at the you something. She might say something about like me as present day, and then she'll say something for her like
from the 60s.
Yeah, so I'm watching it go in and out, in and out. And that last night, Marissa was with me, and that last night, I remember my grandma saying she wanted to get her will done, and she ended up passing away that night. But I watched her go in and out, the whole night. Everybody did. And I'm like, damn, like she's gonna go check out. And my uncle, I don't think it was registering for him. It's my baby uncle that she was checking out. I think, most people assume that you coming straight out of that hospital. And I'm like, yo, we need to start doing shit. Cause she had told me within a week, it was a week out before she was in that hospital. She held a family meeting. I was there, my dad was there, my uncles was there, the pastor was there. And she had always been holding family meetings to tell us that she done, she wanted to give up, this a third. But this one was different. This one was different. And she had said, I give up. And I looked at her like, you give up? And we've heard so many meetings that people was aggravated at this point. Like, all right, man, here we go with this shit again. And I'm like, so you give up? She like, yeah, I give up. I looked at the nurse. I was like, you hear that? I mean, not the nurse, the pastor, her pastor. I was like, she said she's giving up. I'm like, so you're done? She like, yeah. The next day, she couldn't walk. The next day, she was using the bathroom on herself. And we put her in the hospital on Wednesday. She was gone by Monday. She like knew it. She knew it. It was gone. She had a conversation with me a week before that. Months before that. Because I used to come home aggravated, man. I live with my grandma. And if you ever my age and you're living with a woman that age, bro, is a fucking, or a man, or anybody, a parent, a grandparent, whatever, it is a frustrating thing. Especially to see when they start to give up on life. And maybe they're not giving up. I like to use that word differently sometimes now. I used to think it was giving up, but maybe they're just letting go. Yeah, just tired. And that's pretty much what she said. And she had just told me a few months before that, because me and her had gotten to it. And she was like, I want to have a conversation with you. And she's like, how do you feel about me? How do you see me? And I was like, I was told, I see you as a lady that can do more than what you are saying you're doing. Like, you can get your shit together better than you say you can, but you don't want to. And she was like, this is the third man I was talking, and she was like, Jamal, y'all won't have to worry about me too much longer. She's like, I'm not going to be here too much longer. That night, I think, was the night that she thought she was going to go, because she was like, I feel, when we was done with our conversation, she was like, I feel so much better. We had this conversation. She went to bed that night, bro. She usually watched Steve Harvey show all night long. She went to bed with like some Joel Osteen. I don't know if it was Joel Osteen, but it was some church stuff that night. She just knew she was gone that night. That was the night she was gone.
Preparing.
Oh yeah. She was like, Jamal, I'm gonna sleep so good tonight, and she just knew that night was her night. That wasn't her night. She had a few more months to go.
That is so funny.
She had a few more months to go. She told me, she like, you're not gonna have to worry about me too much longer. She's like, I feel so good. We had this conversation. I'm gonna sleep so good tonight. Or she put that church music on, probably prayed, and went on to sleep, and woke back the fuck up the next day.
Damn it! I thought it was gonna be up there.
Yeah, that's what I think it was.
Yeah.
I think when she woke up, she said, "Motherfucker, I'm still here, man."
Oh, black women want to go to heaven so bad. Get me up out of here.
Shit, I'm still fucking here. And then a few months later, she passed away, and she told us within a week, like, "Hey, yo, I'm out of here."
I'm out.
And she was gone.
Yeah,
and I preferred to be like that.
Yeah.
I prefer for her not to have suffered, and I did not want to see her shitting on herself for more than a week.
Yeah.
can't get up and walk, bro. She couldn't walk. We had to immediately call like family and friends to come and help her go to the bathroom. They wiping her and shit like that. Who the fuck wants to live like that?
Man.
Take me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
The minute I can't wipe my own ass, get me on out of here. Yeah, please.
Get me out.
Please, man. You don't want to live like 10 years like that, man.
Yeah, that's shit. My grandmother sounds like she and your grandmother were very fortunate and blessed to have kind of transitioned the same way, just surrounded by family.
Yeah.
Like my grandmother, she didn't want to pass away in a hospital.
Yep.
So they told that she was like, yeah, take me home. They took her back to my mom and them house. They took her bed out, put a hospital bed in there.
Go ahead.
That's what she wanted. Yeah.
Keep going. It made me think about something.
Put the hospital bed in there, and and then I wasn't there. I was still here, but you know, my mom said she started to not being able to eat. Like
that's what
swallow.
happened. Yep, that's what happened.
Yeah,
with my grandma too.
Couldn't swallow, couldn't really talk, and
she ain't had no appetite.
Yeah, no appetite. Yeah. But when she did, and if she wanted Popeyes or Wendy's, they would go and get her little burger or whatever she wanted, and you know she would try to do her coffee and stuff like that. But when she passed, man, it was all of her children, all of her grandkids. Well, most of them. I wasn't there, but to be surrounded by all of her children, they were praying, they were singing songs, and she passed away in her daughter's house, literally surrounded by her kids, her grandkids, and her great grandkids.
Yeah, that's tough. It's tough both ways, because I'm gonna tell you this. As much as I hate to say this, but this is something. I know my grandmother would have loved to have passed away in her house. I'm glad she passed away not at her house, because I live in that house, and I don't want her still lingering around that motherfucker, touching shit.
Don't be touching shit.
Touching shit, and I can't see you, man. I don't want that, man, because that's another thing that I'm wholeheartedly believing.
Really?
Fucking, I don't know if you call them ghosts, spirits, or something.
You know what?
100%. And I know this because this is my personal fucking experiences
let's hear this.
that I have dealt with this shit. One, I can go down. I'm just gonna give you 3 good ones.
Please, I want to hear this.
3 good ones. Okay. 1, my dad's house. I moved to my dad when I was 18. All right. They have a brand new house. Nobody died in the house. We don't know what it's buried over top of, but nobody died in that house. I'm living there. Time goes by. I always heard like something it sounded like people walking upstairs, but I lived downstairs in the basement. My dad and them lived upstairs over top of me. It's a 2-story house. And the house is still there, they still live there, and this same shit is still going on. All right. I used to hear people walking, and I'm always thinking it was them, this or the third, never pay no attention. One time I'm coming home from work, I'm at home by myself. I hear somebody walking. I'm like, all right. I'm like, my daddy must be here. I'm talking about walking, and I had somebody downstairs with me. They're like, yeah, your people's upstairs. I'm like, all right, bet. I wait for a minute. I go upstairs, Chris, not a motherfucker is there. When I tell you I talking about walking.
To where, I was going to say, that's what's scarier because another person confirmed the shit.
Walking, okay? I go upstairs, I say, oh, shit. I get back. I don't say nothing else. Whatever case might be, my dad get home later on at night. First thing I walked up, I said, yo, there are ghosts in this motherfucking house? He was like, you heard it too? He said, yeah, it's been here for a while. He said, when I first heard it, he said, I was staying here. He's like, and I heard it. He said, I got my gun and I started clearing the whole fucking house. He said, I done looked under the beds. He like, somebody in this motherfucking house. I looked in the closets. I looked everywhere. He said, come to find out, there's nobody here. He said, it's been here for a while. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I got used to it. It didn't even bother me no more. You just hear somebody fucking walking upstairs. All right?
I'm glad you told me this.
Literally.
I'll never go over there.
Literally, across the street is my step grandparents' house. And when my grandmother passed, my step grandma, when she passed away, me, my brothers, my brother had passed away too now. My brother, and my brother Gunner. We used to go over there and like we were still kids, like high school kids. or was we out of school? We was young, under 19.
Mm.
We used to go over there and try to get girls over there. So, because the house was abandoned because, well, it wasn't abandoned, light still was on, but the grandfather moved out with his other wife. So it was just an empty house. So he's like, yeah, we called some joints over there. We called two girls over there, which happened to be with my kid's mom now. We called them over there, her and her friend. All right, so it's me, my brother Joe, Gunner, and then her, my kid's mother, and her best friend. All right, I'm in the back room with her, with my kid's mother. She wasn't my kid's mother then, and whatever, but this was way before. I'm in the back room. She like, hey, before we do anything, let me run out real quick. I'm gonna go see my friend and make sure that she good, and I'm gonna come back in here. So she was in the back. I was like, I'm gonna follow you. So she walked from the back. I followed her. All right. Her friend went outside. She went outside over there. Joe and me went outside over here. We left Gunner in the house. Gunner comes out 5 minutes later, walks over to us. The two girls is over here, we over here. So we're not even nowhere near each other. Gunner walks up to us like, hey, yo, who the fuck in the house? We like, ain't nobody in the house. He like, motherfucker, there's somebody in that house. He said, yo, I just heard some banging in the back. We like, nigga, I ignore him. Like, make the fuck out my way. Plus, I was only thinking about one thing at that time. So the girls get done. She like, you ready to go in? I'm like, yeah, hell yeah. I'm gonna tell you, I still get goosebumps when I tell you this story. I'm like, yeah, come on in. So I walk in and I start to let her in. I open up the door for her to go in first. And she walks in and she stops. And she was like, and she shook her head. I'm like, what the fuck? She never even heard this. She was like, I swear I just seen somebody run across there.
What the fuck?
Chris, we got the fuck out. Yo, mind you, she was mad. The girls was hot because they thought we was playing. We like, I'm not throwing away no pussy for this, for me to be playing. I want some ass. But I'm like, nah, we're not going in there. She like, what the fuck for? So they got mad at us and got in the car and left. Bruh, I shut that house. I promise you, I've only been in that house one time since then. Because for one, my grandma, she died in that house. And she used to like, when she was alive, she liked to play jokes on us. She would hide in the closets and scare us and shit like, I'm not dealing with that shit and I can't see you.
Yeah.
Bruh, I'm not dealing with none of that shit.
Yeah.
Those are two of my experiences that I personally have heard and had, and I didn't even get to see nobody. I opened up that door. She stopped before she walked. She said, I swore I just seen somebody run across there. And then she shook it off and was about to go in. And I was like, won't nobody else in the house. We was all outside, bro. And she did not hear Gunner say somebody is back there in that back room. But it all registered to me as he said that. Boy, I got the fuck out of there. We shut that door. I didn't get no ass that night, and the girls was mad at us.
Damn. Man.
Yeah.
Nothing happens in my house. I don't know. I won't allow it.
What do you mean?
You ghosts can't come in my house.
I think that's what you're supposed to do.
Nah,
I think that's how you're supposed to handle it.
They don't fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, if I ever feel like something was weird,
yeah.
And this is why you're right about like how like I'm not a religious person, but I don't fuck around with it, and I also don't play around with spirits. Like if I'll just say some shit like if man, this is hard to admit, but if I feel like there is something weird going on, lights falling, I will walk to my door. I go, yo, get the fuck out of here. Don't play with me. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And I'll just hold my door open for a couple of seconds, and I'll close it. That's what I say. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know what's going on, but get the fuck out of my house. I don't play this shit.
Yeah.
Boom. I'll close it. But I don't really. I've done that a couple times. But my wife has shit happen, but she won't tell me a lot of times because she knows how I am. But I have experienced some of the shit, and what happens to her is shit with her fucking car.
Okay.
She has car shit happen.
Okay.
No matter what car she's had, bro, there are days we will wake up and all of the windows on her car are just down. All of them are down. The sunroof is open.
Can you hold like the keys? The
Nope. She thinks she knows who it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it happens on a somewhat regular basis, like I said, to where like she won't tell me, But there have been times where I go out there and I'm like, yo, why the fuck are these windows down? Why the fuck is this? Why? And then I'll be like, hey, man, your car was like, she was like, hey, was my car, was it this? I go, yeah. She goes, yeah, okay. All right. That's just, I'm like, yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah. Well, my uncle is Muslim. And not only is he's Muslim, he does like, he's real spiritual. Real spiritual. Like he has a whole praying table with all the ancestors on it.
Oh, fuck that.
So my grandfather, my grandmother, my great uncle, my great uncles, all of that. And I don't know if I'm supposed to tell this or not, but he makes sure like they fed. He makes sure like they drink, like they got their liquor, like all of that, like whatever it is. He makes sure he take care of them. And about a few weeks ago, I'm in the house. I'm by myself, and I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I heard sound like somebody like jumped off a bed, like jumped off the bed and landed on the floor. I'm in the house by myself. Chris, it was to a point to where I said, fuck this. I went and got my gun and I fucking cleared the whole house out. Cause I said it's somebody in this bitch. And if they in this bitch, we gonna figure it out tonight. I went under the beds.
So we gonna figure it out.
I went in the closets. Cause if not, I'm not gonna be comfortable.
Oh yeah.
Regardless of fact, if I believe somebody's really in there, or if this was something, or maybe the house creaked, I'm not gonna be comfortable unless I check this fucking house all the way through. Mm-hmm. So I cleared that fucking house out.
Oh, yeah.
And there was nobody in that house. When he got home, I told my uncle, I said, hey, listen, I don't know what it was, but I heard something in this damn house. And I said it was louder than it should have been. He said, all right, whatever it was, it won't be here tomorrow. He said, you might have to leave, but it ain't going to be here tomorrow. He said, because when my grandmother died, I'll never forget this. We was in the hospital. We were saying our last goodbye. She was dead. Mm-hmm. You know, the grandkids was there. Her sons was there. We was, hey, we love you. See, like she was already gone. She was there already gone. I'll never forget this. My uncle was yelling at her. Like, when you see that light, you take it. You do not come back here. Mm. Don't fucking come back here. I remember him saying that. You do not come back here. You get the fuck out of here. He was telling her that straight up like that. Like, you do not stay around this place. Mm-hmm. And that meant, like, mother, don't be walking around your house and shit. Yeah. Still around here.
Stay on the other side.
Go and get the fuck on out of here. And, yo, I never forget that shit, yo.
I've also been told this, and I don't know if it's, I'm saying, oh, God damn it. Oh, no. Yo, I'm two things.
Hey, yo.
So, I've always been told, like, spirits like that, if they will never come back to you, if they know they'll scare you.
Okay.
They won't do that to you.
Okay.
Like people like your family members and shit like that, they'll appear to people who they know could take it.
Okay. So
they'll never be like, yo, what's up? Because they know that'll just freak you out.
Damn right.
And they don't want to do that. I had this shit happen. And I know this is purely coincidence. Have you ever seen that movie White Noise or heard of it?
I think so.
I forgot who the fuck.
Now I don't remember.
Can you look at that White Noise?
Uh-huh.
Who's in that? I want to say it's
White Noise movie.
Is it
Here's the cast.
Is it Richard Gere?
Adam Driver, Greta.
No, that's not it.
Scroll up.
That's not it.
Oh, okay.
White Noise horror movie. There it is. 2005. Come on, man. Michael Keaton.
Okay.
2005.
Okay.
But Michael Keaton is in it, and actually, no. But anyway, you ever heard of Have you ever heard of the phenomenon where, like, if you listen to like static or white noise, you can hear like voices and shit in it?
Yeah.
that's basically what that movie is about. Like it's like an actual phenomenon and like supernatural.
Oh, I think I have seen it.
People who sit and listen to static,
Yeah.
people that can hear voices. So me and my girlfriend at the time might have been bought 2005. So yeah, it might have been her. We're watching this movie,
Okay.
and like all this weird shit is going on with the electronics. Like they're cutting off and stuff in the movie, and then they'll cut back on the static, and you hear a weird voice. Yo, why are we when we watching this movie? The power in the whole theater goes out.
Oh, buddy.
And then they gotta bust in like, yo, sorry, all the electricity went out, and we gotta get a rain check. But me and Bob are like, yo, this is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
this is shit is happening in the movie. Didn't this happen to us? Like, that was scary as fuck.
Yeah.
that
That would have did something.
that scared the fuck out of me. I
Yeah.
can't lie. But luckily, I knock on wood. I've not had any paranormal. No real paranormal.
As we say
experience.
that it's raining and
Yeah.
thunder and lightning.
Oh, what the fuck? I gotta. God damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you know what, man? Like, it's. You ever notice, like, your kids, like, the way they're afraid of shit is. Like, with Miles, the smallest noise will, like, have him freak the fuck out. But then he was doing this shit last night where I'm like, yo, how is this not the scariest shit ever? So his desk sits right next to the sliding glass window door. And me, as soon as this start to get dark, I'm closing the motherfucking curtains. Close the curtains. It starts raining last night. I come downstairs. He got the curtain open. I'm like, yo, like, what are you doing? He goes, oh, I just like to hear the rain. And I'm thinking, like,
You can close the curtain and hear the rain.
yeah, it's like, yo, it's lightning. You can't see back there.
Yeah.
You get that flash and then you can see. I'm like, that is the scariest shit. I'm thinking like, yo, there could be a maniac just standing right outside that window and you can't see him.
Yeah.
And because he doesn't watch scary movies. So like what's funny is he doesn't have this mental database of like all these scary ass images.
Yep.
Like for me, Jason Voorhees is standing outside that I'm 45 years old, and Jason Voorhees will still come into my head.
Where you shut the door, shut the bathroom door, and go in there and say Candyman 3
Oh,
times.
hell no. Fuck no. I don't do any of that shit. Hell no. I don't even say it. I don't even say it, bro. Like, if I go to someone's house to use the bathroom, I'm checking behind the shower.
Yeah.
All that. The shower curtain, I can't go into a bathroom and not see what's behind the shower curtain. I cannot sleep in any room that has any doors that are open.
I can.
No, like in my room, like that's what I notice about Miles too. Like if I'm in my room, door closed, I can't have the closet open or everything has to be closed. I can't have any open doors.
Yeah, I can. I got comfortable with that now. I shut my bedroom door, but any other door is fine with it being open.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like so, like
I'm cool with my closet door being open. I'm cool with the bathroom door being open in my bedroom.
I can do my bathroom door.
But you can't do the closet.
I can't do the closet.
Yeah, my closet door be open all the time. I almost never shut my closet door.
Now, this is funny. The only time I close my bathroom door in my room is if I'm watching some shit on my computer with all the lights out, and I'm being bombarded with light, so I can't see around me, and I can't see
Your closet door?
the bathroom. The
bathroom
closet's
door.
right there.
Okay.
But the bathroom is too far away. So if
Okay.
I do watch something in my room with the lights off, I have to. If I close the bathroom door, I have to have the light on in the bathroom. I gotta be able to see the walls, man.
Yeah, my bathroom door and my closet door is side by side, and it's right by my bed.
Oh man.
Yeah.
The closet can't do it. E.T. did that shit to me. It has to be. It's got to be closed all the way.
Yeah.
It's either all the way open or all the way closed.
Yeah.
But I prefer closed.
That's funny.
Yeah, nigga, I got to be able to see. And you know what's funny about like Miles? He doesn't like, because I'll leave my room door open when I'm not there. But he's like, hey, could you do me a favor? He's like, can you please close your room door? Because his room was on the end of the hall. So when he comes out, he makes a left, and it's dark. But if my room door is open, it looks like a cave.
Yeah.
And that shit does not work for him because his bathroom is right next to our door.
Well, that we are on all of these subjects, have you ever been asleep and tried to like wake yourself out of the sleep and you fighting to try to get out of the sleep?
Oh,
And
sleep paralysis?
Yeah, but you know you woke. I mean, but your like brain is woke, and you know that you can wake up, but you are fighting everything you can to get out of there.
Yeah, I had that. I had sleep paralysis once in Dayton, Ohio, before Miles was born. I had never experienced that before, but I remember laying in the bed. I was wide awake, and I'm like, "Yo, I can't fucking move anything."
Yeah.
It's just like, and for some reason, I felt like something was coming to get me.
Mm-hmm. It don't feel good.
It doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
But my boy Ray, he has sleep paralysis a lot, to where he's used to it.
Oh yeah.
I think he got
that's a problem. Yeah, that's not.
Ray be having so much shit happen to him. I'm like, bro, you need to go to the doctor for that.
Yeah, that's not nothing that you want on a regular basis.
Yeah, my homie Ray, yeah, he has that on a regular basis. But yeah, man, I'm a pretty scary person. I'm a pretty scary person.
I used to be, man. The older I got, I stopped. Like, it started, like, going away. Because I used to be like, how can my uncles and them go outside in the dark at this time of night at 2 o'clock in the morning with nothing, da-da-da. And I used to be terrified as a kid. And now it's like, all right, there's that the third. Or, all right, the hearing, the hearing, you know, somebody walking and it's not there. I got used to it. A lot of that stuff that I had in my mind as a kid, I already like bit the bullet and like, fuck it, I'm gonna deal with it as it come. Like, fuck it. Yeah. Like that thump in my damn house, bro, I had to go through my whole house. I was not able to sit down no longer. Like, I hurry up and got to my gun first, and then I was like, now I'd made it to my gun because I was all the way in my living room. I was in my den, which is away from where I heard the thump at. I heard the thump at, like, if I could guess, the kitchen, bathroom area, and then my room is connected on the right hand side. Cause I got addition on, so my room wasn't even part of the house. So I'm like, I gotta make it to my room, get this gun. If I make it to my room and get this gun, I'm safer.
That's the worst feeling, man.
What?
Yeah.
So, cause bro, it sounded like somebody jumped off of a bed. That's what it sounded like, or off of the counter, or off of a dresser. It sounded like somebody jumped off of something and landed 2 feet. And I'm like, fuck, a nigga's in here. So let me get to my gun, and now I gotta clear this bitch. Boy, I'm up here like this.
You know, it's the scary.
If they could have seen me, if y'all had a camera and watched me clear that motherfucking house, because I was like, yo, you gotta be for real. Like,
oh yeah,
Chase, somebody is in here.
I've cleared the house before.
What?
Yeah. It seems cool, but it's not fun.
It's not fun.
When you got, when the safety is off in your own house,
Yeah,
it's
but
not.
I tell you right there,
It's not fun.
At least you got it. At least you know if something happened, you'll be able to have it. Because I'm telling you right now, we're going to have to figure it out.
Yeah.
We're going to have to figure it out the easy way or the hard way.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting around. I'm coming looking for you, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
My wife is she watches a lot of ghost shit, and like, I'll be at a show, and she'll be like, "Did you get home?" I'll be like, "Man, what the fuck?
Yeah,
you here?" No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Also, you can do it to yourself.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, you some people can, once again, you believe something so much, you know,
Yeah.
you can do it yourself. Mine's particularly, the one at the house didn't have nothing to do with me. I just happened to be there, seeing the reactions to everybody, knew to get the fuck out of there. And then the one at my dad's house, I didn't even know that was happening until he never told me. Like nobody told me and had me prep for this. So it wasn't like, oh yeah, here it go. I hear it. I never knew it. He never mentioned it to me until I found out on my own.
Fuck that shit. But I always feel like there is an explanation for the noises. I always feel like there's a logical explanation.
I would like to say.
Yeah, I feel like there is.
Yeah. Houses.
Yeah.
Do shit.
I live in an old house, but you know what? Because Miles' room is on the right side of the house if you're looking at it, and for some reason it seems like that it creaks over there quite a bit.
Yeah.
And like and sometimes you hear like a pop pop pop. It'll be like 2 or 3 little pops where it sounds like it could be
that's
something.
cool.
But
that's cool.
Yeah.
Long as but hearing somebody
No, I've heard that shit too, man. When I'm at home, cause I a couple months ago, I heard some boom. I was like, yo, what the fuck is that? And I go up and I don't find anything.
Nothing has happened. Yeah.
And I told my wife, I was like, I don't know what the fuck it was. I'm always like, please let it be something. Please.
Yeah, let it be something.
Yes.
Please.
Please let it be something.
Yeah.
And there has been one time where like the shit went down, something big ass bang. I go up there, I don't see nothing, and then I look in the tub and I'm like, oh shit, one of the paintings fell off the wall, fell in the tub, busted. Cool, shit happens.
Yeah.
But it's just like, what knocked that shit down?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. All right. Man, this has been a spooky ass fucking episode. I don't even want to leave now. I'm scared.
It's all good, man. You got to keep guard with your fuck nigga.
Yeah. Yo, since we on this subject, we're starting a new show in town called Basement Stories.
Okay.
It's gonna be on Thursdays downstairs in June, and everybody. The first one is petty crimes.
Okay.
So if you got a petty crime story, I think that would be fun to tell. And then we're doing the next one is
I was a big petty crime thief.
Oh, you know, would you come tell the story of the show?
We can figure it out. I hate to say yeah.
It doesn't have to be funny or anything.
Oh,
You just go up there and
yeah.
tell the story.
Yeah, I do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I want to do. Yeah, I want to make it so it doesn't have to be funny, whatever the theme is.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So if you have any weird paranormal stories, ghost stories,
Any type.
any type of
story
stories,
on that
yo, email us. We want to hear about your paranormal, weird ass shit that you experience here in Charlottesville. Because there got to be a million fucking ghosts in this goddamn town.
It's 100. I know a house right now that we used to live in that my homeboy ended up moving in later on in life. Some dude I didn't even know, but he became a homeboy. We went to school together. And this joker lived in that house. And I found out where he lived. I was like, bro, you live in a house on Langford? He was like, yeah. I was like, yo, is it ghosts in there? He looked at me like, hell yeah. There's ghosts all through there. It's my grandfather, my great grandfather, Poppy. Bro, when we lived there, he used to walk around. So when he was alive, he used to take his stick and hit the floor. Guess what's still going on now?
He's still doing it?
The fucking floor is still being hit with the fucking stick, bro. Yeah. And I remember us living there, hearing that shit when I was a kid, and he don't even know, my homeboy don't even know that nothing about that. And he lives in that house, and that motherfucker told me the same thing.
God damn. Woo, this shit is scary, man.
Yeah.
I don't even want to. I'm sleeping here tonight.
It's probably just as bad. This is probably just. Boy, you be in this big ass building by yourself.
Yeah, hell nah. It's too big to be here by myself. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, you hear? I wouldn't even come out here until somebody. I would keep that door locked until somebody come out there. I go pee right damn now and wouldn't come out this room.
Wouldn't come out. Yo, I remember how I was probably 14, and very, very active imagination. I was a super pussy, scared of everything. And my cousin had rented Resident Evil. Remember that video game, Resident Evil? Bro, I am not lying. That game was so scary. It was
a scary game.
I played it all night so I didn't have to go to bed.
Yeah, nah.
The moment I saw the sun come up, I was like, beep, and went right to bed.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that was a scary game.
Scary ass game, man. Shout out to Resident Evil. Make sure you guys are following us on all things social media. We got a TikTok. Follow me on Instagram at chrisalancomedy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also leave a rating, leave a comment, leave a review. Push us up in the algorithm. And with that being said, there's a show. That's the show. We out. Peace.
Deuces.
We knocked out 2 great episodes, bro.
Yep. And I think